Hello, everybody. My name is Ernie, and this is my Module 2.1, Community Values and Domesticity. Some of the key takeaways from my previous research was the following. There's very few housing in this area. There's mostly industrial, commercial, warehouse typologies around. There is some gated low-income community apartment housing and some single-family residential in proximity, but it's not directly around the site. It's also predominantly Hispanic and particularly Mexican American. There's lots of graffiti in the area. There is immediate access to the 6th Street Bridge, and there is the upcoming public park development underneath the bridge. There's also several creative industries in the area. Some of these include art, photography, film, fashion, and music. There are some event venues, some live music venues, and some special events venues such as wrestling and other stuff. The neighborhood seems to attract, from what I've gathered, mostly people in their 20s and early 30s, typically people that are in the creative industries that work in the proximity of the site and want a place that is close to their job to avoid a long commute. There's also some office corporate spaces in the area. Most of these are in the design, architecture, fashion, and art market sectors. There's also some food wholesalers in the area that do produce, meat, and poultry. And there are very few restaurants in this area. There's mostly street vendors, and there is one small convenience store in the neighborhood. So taking all of this into consideration, for my group one, I came up with the single warehouse employee who is in his late 20s, early 30s, really just wants a place where he can crash, maybe some amenities such as a gym, a nearby park where he can go for a run. Maybe he has a dog. He's looking to connect with nature. So the typology that I think is best suited for this group would be a studio apartment in a tower or a perimeter block typology. This is the floor plan that I came up with. It's a very simple, straightforward studio apartment that has some space for sleeping, has closet for clothing, has a small bathroom, washer and dryer, closet, space for a small dining table, has a small kitchen and a small area for living and watching TV with a little balcony. My next group represents the young professional creatives couple. So this is a couple that lives and works in the area. They're both young professionals in the creative fields, could be anywhere from an artist, musician, actor, photographer, fashion designer, even an architectural designer. So they want proximity to their job. They want to live in the city, be close to their social circles. They don't just want a place where they can go home and sleep, but they want a place that provides them with remote working stations, as well as a place where they can entertain friends and coworkers that can help them grow their network. The proposed typology for this group is a one-bedroom apartment that is also part of a tower typology or a perimeter block typology. This is the floor plan that I came up with. It's pretty simple one-bedroom apartment. What makes it special is the use of this workspace station that allows them to work from home, but also has plenty of living and dining spaces to entertain guests. My next group is a low-income family that recently immigrated, typically from a Latin American country. The reason they're drawn to this neighborhood is because there's a lot of people that they know that live in the neighborhood, this being a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood. So this is a family with two children between the ages of 3 and 10. They want a place that has two bedrooms, working kitchen to prepare meals. And they're not really looking for fancy amenities. They just want spaces where their children can play and have some recreational time. Proposed typology for this individual group is a two-bedroom apartment that is part of either a row house typology, tower typology, or perimeter block typology. This is a floor plan that I came up with for this group. It's a two-bedroom apartment that has a pretty big kitchen that can allows them to prepare meals, and then has some living spaces where children can play and do their homework and stuff like that. Moving on to group number four. This represents a young influencer in her early 20s. She just moved into the city, trying to look for a good apartment, can't really afford going into a good neighborhood, so she's looking more on the affordable side of things. She shares an apartment with two other female roommates, and really she just wants spaces with amenities that can allow her to shoot her lifestyle-based content. The typology for this group is a three-bedroom apartment that is part of a tower typology or a perimeter block typology. This is the floor plan that I came up with for this group. So it's a three-bedroom apartment that has some space in the bedroom where that can be used for working from home. Uh, it has a lot of closet space, and then balcony and some spaces for dining and living. Moving on to group number five. So this is a low-income multi-generational family. It's very common for multi-generational families to be living together nowadays, I feel. So this is a family where the oldest son has moved in with the parents, with his wife and his kids. and is sharing an apartment with the parents and the two younger sisters. The proposed typology for this is a five-bedroom apartment that is part of either a row house typology, tower, or perimeter block typology. And this is the floor plan that I came up with. So the big thing here is that the spaces where the older son would be with his wife and son would be separated from the rest of the other sleeping units, just to give them that privacy that they need. And this diagram kind of shows how I'm planning on laying out my my floor spaces. I'm thinking that group five, being the multi-generational family, would want to be next to the low income family with the two children, just because they share that culture. They can help each other out. They understand each other, speak the same language. And then the other groups, group two, which is the young professionals couple, and then group four, which is the influencer, and group one, which is the warehouse employee, can be closer together. They're around the same age group, so they'll probably want to be around. And those typically be located in higher levels, since they don't have issues with accessibility and stuff like that. Whereas group five and group two would probably want to be in lower levels, closer to exits and entrances, elevators if there are any, and closer to the amenities for the kids.